Master 006 back for part 5 of Domu. Hopefully the final part. Last time, having cleared out the 3 initial areas in the initial hub world, cleared out a rotating platform section and then a gimmicky sort of tower section. Beat a boss, and then came to actually did a tower climb section after that, and which with the floor rising up, and another tower section with a wraparound screen, and then we cleared out some puzzles. So yeah, we had a fun old time last time, and yeah, so we cleared 3 puzzles and collected 3 of these sort of diamond icons, which cleared away 3 spikes from a tower. But we have to a final tower of blocks we're going to have to climb up. So yeah, now we're going to get into the maze section and get the final 3 little icons, and yeah, that will be that. So this is, yeah, as I say, this is the maze section, and I'm going to go what is the intuitively obvious route first off, which would be down. And it's a very generous save there, I must say, because yeah, down is sort of, it's certainly at the moment on the face of it anyway. It seems to be where you would go. So we'll do that first off. Oh, and let me just show something off. Yeah, you can't go over to the right. Let's do that one more time. Why not? That's got me wondering. I'll do it one more time. I don't think you can beat it out. I think that would be the sort of the point of it, but. That looks potentially doable. I'm not going to muck around, but yeah. Anyway, basically, there's no point. There's nothing over there. So yeah, there's absolutely no point anyway. The garlic comes down, whole sheet of spikes on the floor, and yeah, you're screwed. So anyway, let's actually head down. Good, I pulled that jump off. That was the one I was worried about on that screen. And now we get a slow-moving cherry section, which isn't so bad. It sort of tends to be a little bit drawn out, particularly if you die sort of, you know, at the top. I mean, the first few jumps are not so bad, but after that, the gaps are not, you know, are not huge. So yeah, just but it's fine for the most part. I'm sure that there's something or some reason why I can't do this, other than the fact that I hate corner jumps. Wow, can I at least get the first one? Well, I can get the first one, but not the second one. I'm sure that that is doable. Well, yeah, I'm absolutely positive that that's doable, but I hate corner jumps, and screw it. Let's just go the other way, which is, I'm a bit annoyed I couldn't even get past, like, I maybe got past that first corner jump like once, because that's just a terrible showing on my part, but let's just do it that way. It's the far easier way. I'm going to go up, I think. Yeah, cool. And yeah, we're finally where we need to be. So we've got a fan gimmick over here. Careful of that spike. And I jumped way too high there. That was terrible. But anyway, yeah, the fan. Yeah, so this spike is very easy to get around. Just, you know, hop out of the fan at an opportune moment, and go past the spike. There's tons of room there. You shouldn't have too much of a problem with that. Just be careful on the way out when you're getting the key. That yeah, you don't jump into the spikes. Whoops, that was terrible. And you'll be fine. That was also terrible. Knowing that I had missed the block, I could have easily saved myself there, but oh well. That's bad. The one sort of bad thing, I guess, well, you call it bad, I mean, you know, on this path, is that you do have to sing it, sort of make your way all the way back by yourself. So maybe there's only one path where you actually, good grief, where you sort of get a bit of help. You might even be able to, well, you can see the key and a sort of a warpy teleportery type thing up there. That sort of you know, makes it a lot shorter or easier getting out. But yeah, it's 2 paths at least, I think, where we're actually going to have to yeah, backtrack to get out as well. So I mean, they're not so bad, and I'll take this slow and steady. I mean, you know, I could rush this, but you know, I might as well. I feel like I might as well just, you know, take it slow, and eventually the cherries will align such that I can get out nice and easy. Yeah, it's a lot easier going down than going up. And I can't make that jump for some reason. Nope. Wasn't even going to hang around for that. I hit my head here, and I knew immediately. What? Yeah, I know I can make that. There's no other way I can do it. I just can't pull off the jump at the moment. Doesn't look that bad. Gee, me. Thank you. Please let me get this right. Or please let me not mess up this. In fact, please let me get this right, because there's a... Oh no, they're very kind on the way out. So yeah, obviously you saw me ride the life bubble, or the bubble gimmick from the grass that was in the life area, and yeah, thankfully the save is on the other side, because getting out of this is not so bad when you can save and just start it off immediately, but when they're already flying around all over the place, yeah, getting out of those past those cherries can be a hell of a thing. So yeah, I am so grateful that the save is moved on the way out, because it was on the other side of them on the way down. Yeah, that's a big help. Thank you very much for doing that. And there's our red one. Right, so that's one path done. Time for path number 2. And since we've done quite a bit of backtracking in that last one, I guess I will take the one that's a bit shorter in terms of being able to warp. So this one's a bit mean in the sense that you've got to sort of play around and see with the. Well, I mean, we saw a little bit of it obviously before with the you know, the scrolling screen or whatnot, or the continuation of the screen. But yeah, knowing where the safe spots are on the spikes is obviously hugely helpful. That's also a bit of a dick move there, where again, if you just fall in there, you just fall down there without, or just rush into the left-hand side of the screen, you'll fall in the pit or fall, yeah, and die on the spike. So yeah, knowing that you have to just edge to the screen and make a sort of a cliff jump, if you will, off of it, very helpful. This is very, very dickish. For 2 reasons, not least because first-time players are having been all excited and joyful that they've got out, they've got the key, they think they're sort of in the clear, and that the warps or the teleporters are going to bring them happily back to the opening area. It's incredibly cruel to just dump them straight on a bed of spikes like that. But also, by the way, the actual timing of the jump in order to pull that off is much more precise than I would like, because that spike there just ruins everything. You can't hug the left wall, because then you will run into the spike. You obviously just need to time the jump, but it's difficult because you can't really see it coming. So I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, let's not exaggerate to that extent. But yeah, it is so easy to jump too late and not make it, which is going to be the tendency probably, and not be able to make it onto the block, or jump too early and actually just jump into the spike on the ceiling there anyway. So yeah, not cool, not a fan of that by any means. Progressing on. So then we go up, which is the area we haven't really seen at all, and yeah, sort of, I'd say completely off the beaten path, but yeah, you have to really go looking for that in order to find it. And yeah, it's not immediately obvious that that's where you're supposed to go, and that was absolutely awful. Anyway, we've got a cherry gauntlet type section here with the obviously the water in play. It's pretty fun for the most part. I don't have no problem with this section. When I'm not jumping stupidly into spikes for no bloody reason. Wow. Dreadful. Whoa, that was closer than I would have liked it to be. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Just absolutely awful. Oh, I went too far. I thought I was going to hit the what usually happens there is when I sort of make a jump there, I expected I was going to hit the hit like the wall there and stall out so that I could you know, get my bearings again. But what actually happened was I cleared I actually didn't rub up against the wall. I just went straight through, and then I went, and I was still holding left, and I just went all the way through. Anyway, not too bad of a section. This is pretty much a gimme screen. over into the set green with the key. So we've got more water weaving. And blast. Thought I pulled that off first go. That would have been awesome. Dang it. And of course you don't get the sort of, well, you get a what? Yeah, you don't get the double jump. That was terribly timed. I don't know what I'm doing now. You don't get the sort of the double jump, if you will, out of the water. So you get your regular jump, as I've just demonstrated there, because I actually just sort of fell straight out of the water. So yeah, you don't get a double jump back, if you will. You get your jump while swimming, but you don't get the a jump out of the water and then a double jump. So yeah, looping around that spike is not the most straightforward thing. And that can be really off-putting because of the speed at which you fall. You sort of falling slowly in the water, then you drop out of the water and you sort of go down a lot quicker, and then you go back in the water. So that bit can be kind of tricky. Hopefully I don't have any problems getting out of here. I'm going to jump very lightly because I'm not quite sure what was above me. I'm going to make absolutely sure that I don't mess anything up here. Cool, we're done. Well, not quite done, I suppose. We've got to get out of here. Like I said, backtracking for this one, and obviously the first key we got, but not for the second one. The second one you can just yeah, get in the teleporters. Although I must say the end of the teleporter bit is very mean. I'd almost take well, almost take the backtracking over that. But backtracking to this one's not so much of a pain. I find the first one far more of a pain just to do backtracking, but this one not so much. Few last jumps, and we're done. Cool. 6 diamond, third one in this part. That should get rid of all the spikes, and we can progress. Not quite the final boss yet. We've got a few sort of weird screens that I'm not really sure why they're here, frankly. Yeah, I think you're going to go to the right hand side, and then nope. But that's where we were supposed to go. And indeed that does take us to our quote-unquote final boss. Emphasis on the boss part of that. But yeah, I really don't know what those two screens are there for. There doesn't seem to be any point to them. There's nothing there all that extraordinary. They're bland sort of, I want to be the really original, I want to be the guy sort of throwback kind of graphics and things like that. They have no business being there. I have no idea why they're there. If they're referencing something that I don't get, then fine. I mean, the troll at the end there is not even all that funny or interesting. It just takes you where you want to go anyway. So yeah, no idea why those are there. Anyway, yes, final boss with quotes around it time. And personally, if I don't mess up, actually I need to get to one side, I think, for that. Yeah, that would have been much better. Personally, for me, I would say is definitely the most fun. And we'll see how this. What on earth was that? Oh my goodness me! Maybe I should take back what I was about to say. I was about to say one of the easiest, in all honesty. It's Lucario, I guess I should say that. But he is really, really fun. He has a range of attacks that I am absolutely sucking on. The fact that this first attack, by the way, is probably one of the more, I'd say it's I find one of the more annoying ones. But good grief, I've actually died on him now way more times than I would have liked. But yeah, he has a range of attacks. I'm probably not going to get around to describing all of them, but you'll kind of just, I'm doing that terribly. I don't know, I'm just in a terrible position to be even contemplating dodging that move. So yeah, just poor on my part all around. But yeah, I doubt I'm probably going to get a chance to talk through all his attacks. But he does this one where he sort of the best one I would say is the one where he sort of goes red and teleports because I can basically get lots of hits in. Or at least 2 usually that time, whereas other times I'm sort of constrained to maybe 1 hit. Yeah, that one there, the projectiles are gonna go are going to appear where he forms them. So yeah, I need to stay away from them. So he has his attack here. I'll talk through his attacks maybe as they come, where he goes to the ground. This one, if you're feeling really brave, you could go down, and I'm presuming pummel away and get lots of hits in on him, but I'm never that brave, so I want to stay at the top, just out of range of all where I'm most where I'm most away from those attacks. But yeah, he shoots out spheres and spread shot patterns. He does sort of ones where they where they sort of go in again. Well, it feels like the sort of the sniping, circling target kind of thing again. But yeah, he's obviously got a fairly beefy health bar. But oh gods, not in a good position for that. Middle centre would be nice. Yeah, this one that I hopefully don't mess up horribly on again. No! Get out of the way. Get out of the way of that. Don't want to be anywhere near that. Yeah, you're pretty much done, aren't you? If I don't mess up on like a... Yep, there we are. Done. I got that final hit in before the red thing phased, and well, there you go. I didn't think that took too long. Once I kind of kicked in properly, and actually didn't have mess up horribly at the beginning, had a pretty fun time. Had a pretty decent time of it. Yeah, honestly, I think it's one of the easiest, if not the easiest, fight in the game, and it's really, really fun. Lucario is a really, really fun fight. Yeah, I really like it. It's a wonderful final quote-unquote boss to have, but yeah, honestly, it's too easy. I know he's got more health than all the other ones, probably about as much as the other ones combined, but he's so hittable. He leaves himself open to being damaged a lot. The attacks are all... None of them are that obnoxious to dodge, which is a good thing, I suppose. But yeah, none of them are that difficult to dodge. It's a really fun fight, but honestly, it's just too easy. But anyway, that brings us to the final section of the game, which is a sort of a giant avoidance, which is not going to be everyone's cup of tea by any stretch of the imagination, but oh well, it is what it is. So we started off in a sort of a mini section. We then got transitioned to that one. You just want to sort of be at the bottom for that while the cherries are forming in. Anytime you see an arrow, you pretty much want to head there pretty much immediately. This one's very easy, just race through and get to this platform. I love the music in this, by the way, it's so fantastic. This bit's fairly self-explanatory, just cherries flying around all over the place. They're pretty slow moving though, but yeah, use the platforms to get out of the way of them, or keep out of the way of them. After a certain period of time, that will transition out of the way, and then we get this phase, which is just an absolute gimme. If I die to this, I'm going to scream. Yeah, avoid the sort of the background cherries that are sort of colourless and not fully formed. It's only the ones that are colours that are actually the dangerous there. Now we get a throwback to the bosses. So bounce on the bubbles. Watch out for the guy shooting the energy spheres from below, but keep to the right so you avoid the spike wall. Go along with the in between the lasers here and avoid obviously the small spheres. Watch out for the red lasers here. This doesn't go on for too long, so it's really not too much of a thing. Watch out for those projectiles, also the lasers, and then they sort of phase in colours, so just watch out here. Don't be sort of put off by the colours or anything like that. And yeah, anyway, great. So we're into this area, and I'm going to die now because I'll obviously try and pick it up next time, but because it's incredibly hard, particularly first time. Once you get to that screen, you're going to die almost immediately. But anyway, yeah, the reason I died, there are phases to this thing, so it's not one absolute giant avoidance. And if I probably die, I'll explain that screen a bit later again. But yeah, it's not one absolute giant avoidance. You do get sort of safe spots, if you will, or safe moments during this whole thing. So yeah, you don't have to do it all in one go, which is a huge relief. In fact, I might actually just restart and do this again. So and let me point this out now. So I'm going to restart, I'll wait for a bit, and then I'll go. The problem is that giant star is incredibly annoying. So as soon as you start, shoot that block and run like crazy. And you want to do a manoeuvre somewhat like that to get to that arrow. This bit's obviously self-explanatory. But I will try and point out something a bit odd. So if you're in the middle of that platform, sometimes those cherries get you. You probably want to park yourself on the right-hand edge of that platform to be on the safe side. They never seem to go there, but sometimes they go in the middle. It's a bit all funny, that. Now we've got the platforms from the... I can't remember which section it is. I want to say infestation, which are not really too much of a problem. Fans, oh joy. This bit is very much about getting a pattern and sort of keeping to it. It's completely the same every time for that bit, so yeah, once you've kind of got something down for that, you'll probably get a feel for it, and you probably just want to replicate that all the time. But other than that, it's very hard bother to describe how that works. Effectively, you just want to sort of get into the fans for a short period of time, so you're not spending too long in there and in danger of hitting the cherries. So fall out of them, but then fall back into them fairly quickly. So obviously there are spikes on the floor and you can't hang about. This one, frankly, pretty much try and do whatever you want. I like to tend to stay on the right-hand side for the first bit and then just move in. But there's so many different ways you could do that. I mean, you know. And as I say, this one, I sort of tend to go up high quite a bit there, dip into that one and then dip out again. It works pretty well. That's my tactic, but again, there are so many different ways you could do that. It's all about getting a feel for how long you want to be in the fans on that one. So let's not get royally screwed over, hopefully this time, with projectiles. I mean, they may not have been the worst in the world, but look at these ones. They're like, until that point in time, they were like nowhere near me. I had a horrible pattern last time. And then we get about a 10-15 second breather, which you'd think would be annoying, but actually is really nice just to calm down, take a moment, stretch your hands, click your fingers, or whatever you want to do, take stock, and prepare. And then we get a nice section. And then we get an enemy down there shooting fire, so what you want to do is shoot these spike platforms and get up to the top left. This bit's interesting. Watch out for the wheel coming in from the left. You probably want to get in between that at some point in time, because you're going to want to get fairly far to the right, but then you want to move back to the right. And then comes this bit, which is extraordinarily disorientating. Basically, the cherries sort of seem to home or zone in on the coloured versions of themselves, but they arc all over the place. It's really freaking disorientating. But yeah, cool. I don't actually think I might have died maybe once to that, but I've beaten this game a couple of times before this, by the way. I don't think I finally died for the first time I got to it, but not after that. It's amazing how things just work out in that phase. But again, it's very disorientating. But just basically try and stay away from the coloured form of the cherries that they're going to zoom into. But yeah, they can rock and arc all over the place, and yeah, it can be very disorientating. Why am I stopping to talk? I reached a checkpoint, thankfully, because this phase is quite difficult because of the bouncing stuff. Oh dear, the bouncing and arcing stuff. And at some point in time, they're going to stop bouncing, and they will sort of arc. And knowing when that's going to happen is quite crucial. But yeah, that phase always kind of usually kind of catches me off guard. Oh dear. This bit just sort of edge to the left, and you should be fine. Watch out for the cherries that then get fired at you. Find a spot where the cherries are missing for that bit, and then we get the clock phase. So I like to tend to get over to the right hand side and just obviously try and stay in a position where the cherries are already formed. Jump to the middle to avoid that. Hurry for this bit. You've not got that long. You don't have to be absolutely ridiculously speedy, but don't dilly-dally. And then we get this climbing section with basically cherries on either side. I've never to discern a pattern for this, but and there is Riolu, and that's the game. And everybody clap your hands. Okay, enough of that. Anyway, I love the music to that fight, to that avoidance thing. It's actually kind of nice. I mean, most people when they think avoidance will sort of, you know, or a few, many people, including myself, will roll their eyes and think, why does the game have to end on that? Why couldn't Lucario not be the final boss? But actually, I feel like that's a more fitting finale, funny enough, than Lucario, who is just way too easy for a final boss. But yeah, anyway, that avoidance bit is actually really nice. And as you see, I've got through it pretty quickly. But it's nice that there are checkpoints, if you will. So it's split into thirds. So there are 3 sections to it. And yeah, it's nice that they're there. Yes. Good. It's really nice that you have checkpoints. Because the final thing in the game, which I'm probably going to do off or without any like commentary as it happens. So I'll give it this one go, or maybe see if I get to like the second of to phase 2, if you will, of 3. And after that, I'll sort of just cut to when I'm successful, because yeah, I have managed to pull this off. But yeah, we've seen it once already. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna have you sit through it again. Seeing because there's nothing new. Basically, it's just putting all three of those sections together into one. So yeah, we'll give it one go first off, see how far I get, and then yeah, I'll probably do post commentary on the successful version, and that will probably be a very good point to talk about, just generally feelings on the game and everything. So yeah, I figure that actually gives me a perfect opportunity while gameplay is going on to talk about the game in a bit more detail, give final thoughts and such. So yeah, we'll just see how far I get this one go. that was close. Can I do this section without having to move? No. Funnily enough, I don't really feel like any of the sections are like overly long for their bits. It feels like, to be honest, the first one is probably the longest of the 3 sections, but I suppose objectively you probably could say it's the easiest of the 3. So the third one is by far the shortest. There's no question about that. But yeah, the first always feels the longest, but if it's easy, I guess it shouldn't really make much difference. Well, providing I don't cock this up, that should be through to phase 2, first go. Excuse me. Shoot, go. Cool. This would be something if I could pull it off, huh? Okay, can't deny I'm getting a little bit excited. Don't get me wrong, there's still lots that could happen. There's still lots to do. There's lots that could screw me over. And as I say, unfortunately, the beginning of the 3rd phase is probably one of the more annoying moves of the entire lot. Nice, refreshing break. The colour of the top of the screen there actually changes go to go, which is a nice little touch. In case any of you actually are interested. Cool. Okay, the name of the game is just stay away from the colours. Or the coloured outlines. Easier said than done there. Oh my goodness me. You bugger! Oh, I am gutted. Seriously, I actually feel like once we get past that bit as well, the rest is pretty straightforward. That's so disappointing, but Well, there you go. That was just sort of pretty much my. Was that actually the first go I had, or the first like serious go trying to do that? That wasn't bad. Come on, that was pretty good. But yeah, anyway, I won't make you sit and watch me go through this in its entirety. I'll let you know how long this took. But yeah, I'll be back with post-commentary over the successful full completion of the final avoidance thing, where yeah, I'll lay out my thoughts on the game. Okay, so I've got myself 6 minutes. That's how long it takes from start to finish, from the beginning of this phase to the end of the end credits. So yeah, 6 minutes to sum up the game. By the way, it didn't take very long at all to complete this. I mention as much at the end when you'll hear me after this is completed. But yeah, it didn't take me that long at all. But yeah, what can I say overall in the game? Overall, I think it's a really fun game. I mean, I've got through it pretty quickly. I think overall it's probably about 3 hours or so, if you take out however long it's taken me, or take out the length of time it took me to complete this avoidance section all the way through, no problems. So yeah, it's fairly short, if you will, but or at least when you know what you're doing. Obviously, this wasn't a blind playthrough by sense of imagination, but yeah, it's fairly short, and I say for the most part, really fun. It's got lots of different gimmicks. I do quite like the variety that's in there. I do think there are certainly some that are better than others. So, for instance, I really like just almost the simplicity of the gimmick in the life area with the grass and the bubble that you ride on. The fog one, well, it's not that an interesting one, but it is what it is. And some of the other ones. So that was the first path, wasn't it? Second path, the fans in the hell area are really that area I don't find particularly enjoyable, for want of a better word. But the creep area with the spiders and and everything like that is really nicely done. Yeah, there are some areas with some really nice gimmicks, and some areas where I feel like they're not that great. For the most part, I think what sort of makes me, what I said at the beginning makes me sort of feel like this isn't up there in the higher echelons of some of the other amazing games, is the amount of sort of stuff that feels dickish or just annoying, really annoying kind of stuff. So I talked about the long sort of jumps and double jumps you have to make with like low ceilings. There seem like an abundance of those in the game. They're all really annoying. They feel like one or two maybe, but just there didn't need to be that many. There are also a lot of a few areas, mainly in the hub world, where you've got to make these really annoying cliff jumps just to get to a sort of different area, whereby if you mess up you have to start all over again as well. So those sort of just design choices just sort of detract from the overall quality of the game. I do feel like I'm not also the one gimmick that I'm really not a fan of perhaps so much is the growth area with the those I'm going to pause here by messing up, but since I messed up on that the floor, by the way, there does actually stay solid. So if you mess up your timing there, I thought I was going to land back on that platform, but messed it up. And by the way, I got royally stuffed up with some of the patterns on this thing. I don't know what was going on here. It was a terrible set of terrible pattern set here. But anyway. Yeah, the growth area with the blocks that you shoot and everything like that. I mean, the gimmick itself's not so bad, but some of the screens there are just really annoying. Particularly that last one of the section is just tedious personified, and I hate that one. But yeah, other than that, there are lots of really fun stuff. As I say, I like the one in the life one. I really like the rotating platforms that are in the sort of the fourth area, if you will. I like the puzzles. I know people are going to be sort of be put off by that or sort of like rolling their eyes on it, but the puzzles on the maze section and the sort of just before the final boss are pretty fun. The puzzles in particular, I have no problem with those being in an I Want to Be game. I know others will though, so that is what it is. But I think also just the bosses in general. Not that I feel like I'm complaining, because I've had a really fun time with this Let's Play actually most of the time. Some of the other ones I'm getting kind of frustrated on, including I Want to Kill the Maker, which is sort of seems really unnecessary, but not so much on this one at all. Other than a few minor areas, but nowhere near as frustrating, let's put it that way. But yeah, I feel like almost the bosses are like too easy. None of them sort of, certainly on this, I know I've played it before, but none of them took very long at all. Lucario for a final boss is extraordinarily fun, but just way too easy. But yeah, I feel like ultimately the difficulty of the bosses actually, given how hard some of the platforming in the game and that can be, I feel like the bosses are almost just like the breeder sections of the game almost. I mean, yeah, the bosses are pretty straightforward, I have to say. And again, I feel like that that probably makes the game suffer a little bit in that respect. I think the bosses could have been more challenging. It would have sort of led to a bit more on the difficulty side of things. But yeah, ultimately, I feel like I'm nitpicking with some of the negatives here. But you know, games like Destiny or Overlord, not that I don't have like little nitpicks and stuff like that, but for me those ones sort of just stand out as being, you know, like the pinnacle of the fan games I've played, and that yeah, this one just falls a little bit short in that regard, just due to its bosses probably not being that challenging, if I'm being honest. Not that they're not fun, but just not that challenging. And some of the design choices here on some of the levels, so just, you know, the abundance. Oh, also, sorry, before I've only got half a minute now left, but I've completely forgot all the dick moments where you get screwed over transitioning to another screen, particularly when you fall down off of the top of another screen and spikes fall down from the ceiling or something else like that. That again was just totally unnecessary. Did not need to be there. There was that warp teleporter thing on the final fight in the maze area as well. Just lots of moments like that. Way too many of those moments in the game. You know, to be in the higher echelons. But yeah, I feel like I'm nitpicking. Overall, a really solid, fun game. And I'll hand you back over to me live. Yes, that's much better. 20 minutes, in case you were wondering, by the way, as well. That's how long that took. But yeah, if all went well, then yeah, post commentary over that was a thing, and yeah, with that, this is the end of Domu, and if I've planned things correctly, that should also have been the end of Make a Good Mega Man Level 1 Contest 1. So yeah, coming up, still alongside Pokemon Ash Grey, will be I Want to Be the Ocean Princess, and I Want to Make a Good Mega Man Level Contest 2. Really looking forward to those. I will have to play both of those on my laptop, since they both lag a little bit on my computer, but yeah, those are going to be two monster projects. They're going to take quite a while, and yeah, I shall be uploading those in conjunction with Pokemon Ash Grey. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to getting those projects started. But yeah, this has been Domu. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you for whatever project you tune in for next time. Until then, cheerio.